Sorry about that. Hello everyone and welcome back. Let me just find the link here real quick. Let's see. The genre is literally stated as visual novel. This is made with Indiecade, apparently. That's interesting. Tags include anime. I'm actually quite surprised by that one. Dating sim, dragons, Indiecade, Indiecade 2017, meaningful, choices, science fiction, single player, and story rich. That being said, let me just confirm on the year 2017. Go. Just so that I actually put the year back in. Okay. And the link, I believe, is in the description. Yeah, you can find Angels with Scaly Wings on itch.io, and the link for said itch.io is in the description. Okay, paste that window. Refresh. Alright, so that was just real quick. Searching for that. Alright, so we were continuing off with Remy. That's cool. So you can barely see my cat. Yeah, there we go. Forget about me, just stare at my cat. She's needing something I made. But apparently the cat likes. Chapter 1. Chronologies. Wrong thing. No. Okay, can't skip. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Load. 3. There we go. Okay, so we've got some bad news. I'm fine. Yes, I'm dead. Alright, Sea Wolves, it looks like you're the only one here right now, so if you want to visit the production facility, the police archives, or the store. We are currently helping with the investigation. I believe this is all regarding Anna, who was just slain, and we just literally skipped through all of them. Oh, there's a cabbage in the corner of the screen because that was the name of our character. Doppel won the name incentive, basically, and Justin was making a few jokes. I just stuck a random picture of a cabbage there. Alright, so you want the police archives? I was on my way to the police archives when a voice called out to me. Hey, you! I'm talking to you, human. Can I help you? I certainly hope so. I'm in a little conundrum here. My cart seems to be stuck. I can see that. I'm Katsuharu, by the way, local ice cream vendor. Cabbage, you've probably heard of me by now. Of course, of course. In any case, do you think you could spare some time to help me out? It might take a while, though, so I hope you're not in a rush. Alright, so we can help him out, which will cause us to miss a bit of investigation time. We will still have another chance at investigating later, providing that we call the police station instead of running out to the portal. Okay, open. Thank you. I already tried just pulling this out, but I think the axle is going to break if I tried to do it again. It wasn't really in the best conditions to begin with, honestly, and I heard a crack when I tried to pull it out earlier. So what do you want me to do? The cart is pretty heavy, so I'll be the one lifting it and holding the wheel steady, so the axle doesn't break. Once I give you the sign, you start pulling, and hopefully that'll do the trick. Alright? Here, grab the handles and wait for my signal. By the time I got into position, Katsuharu was already on the other side of the cart, getting dirty as he slowly lifted the affected corner of the cart out of the muddy hole. Is that your sign? Should I start pulling now? Do it! Do it now! I started pulling, but the cart turned out to be much heavier than I expected and didn't move. What are you waiting for? Do it already! I pulled harder and the cart refused to budge. I mustered all my strength before I pulled as hard as I possibly could. Yes! Do it! Slowly, the cart started moving, and after a few seconds it was freed from the perilous clutches of the muddy puddle. With a dull thud, the dragon set the cart down again before he flopped on the ground exhausted. Hey, we did it! Yeah, good job. You want me to call you some help? No, just need some rest. And maybe some ice cream. Yes, I'll have some ice cream, and I'll be better in no time. There must be some pretty good ice cream. Oh, you have no idea. You must have already heard people talking about my wonderful, unique ice cream experience. Actually, not really. Where are my manners? I haven't even properly thanked you yet. It's no problem. No, I insist. I won't be indebted to you for helping me. What are you planning? You are hereby invited to join me for an ice cream. As an ambassador, you owe it to yourself and humanity to try it. Maybe I do. Well, I must get going now. Here's my number. I'll get you that ice cream some other time. Thanks. Before I decided my next move, I returned to my apartment for a moment of rest. A small piece of paper had been slipped under my door while I was gone. Don't go to the portal was all it said. I considered the possibility of a hidden message, but that was unlikely. The same one was blunt and quickly scrawled. Someone clearly didn't want me to go to the portal, but why would I go there in the first place? As it was out of order right now, such an act would serve no purpose. I looked outside the window at the portal's faint silhouette in the distance. The paper rustled between my fingers as I fidgeted with it, wondering about the message's sender and significance. seconds. My train of thought was violently interrupted by a sharp burst of gunfire echoing from the portal. I had to think fast. The gunshots ensured Rez's involvement. He was at the portal. The question was, why? If this was his attempt to flee back to the human world, he would receive a rather unpleasant surprise the moment he would try to use the portal. Or maybe Sebastian's theory was correct, and Reza had held the part needed to repair the portal, in which case, his escape could be imminent. The gunshots themselves were another question. Was someone trained to stop them? The police patrol may have seen him, and he may have been taken by surprise. This could be another murder in progress. But all of the murders were committed with a sharp weapon, or now, not a gun. He didn't want to be heard. Besides, it was only early evening and the town was still bustling. If Reza wanted to stay, he was doing a rather poor job at it. Hi, Gracie. How are you? Of course, there was also another possibility that he wanted to be heard. But who would he want to attract? The police? Maverick? It could easily be a trap for those hunting him. And that technically included me, though I wasn't sure if he knew of my involvement in the investigation. There's also a very real possibility that he knew my apartment was close enough to the portal to hear a gunshot. Could it be a signal for me? Regardless, the words I held in my hands were unmistakable. Don't go to the portal. What should I do? Go to the portal anyways? Or stay inside and call the police? So just to catch you up real quick, Crazy, we have not done a whole lot yet. We were ready for the investigations. Go to the portal? Hey, what about you, Crazy? Do you agree? Go to the portal? Not? We were ready for an investigation. We were called over to see Anna had been slain. So we were getting ready to be sent home by Emra's command. She just didn't want us to come to any harm. And that didn't really work out. We managed to get out there okay. So that wasn't working out. We were just helping out with the investigation while we might as well, right? So we came over to about this area actually. We came to Katsuharu. He was having trouble with his ice cream. We helped him out with his cart. And then we heard gunshots. Alright. Thanks, Justin. I haven't seen that, so I'll give that a look at least when I'm done. The path I took was a familiar one by now. Even with the night falling, it was easy for me to find my way around. The long, grotesque shadows stretched before me, and the atmosphere was eerie and dangerous. I couldn't tell if it was because of the evening shrouded darkness, or if the urgent situation tugging at my mind had twisted my perceptions. I made it past the village border and pressed on. There was still a fair distance to go. Suddenly, gloved hands grabbed me from behind, clamping over my mouth. I couldn't make a sound. From what I could see, it was the same hooded figure that I had met in the maintenance room after the second murder. It's too late. Maverick arrived before you did, and he'll make sure that no one uses the portal today. Don't follow me. I was shoved to the ground, and before I could regain my composure, the figure vanished into the darkness. If Maverick was still in the area, it was not a good idea to stay here. I wouldn't want to feel his suspicions, or worse. I figured it was time to go back to the police department anyways. I have played this game already myself, pricing. I have completed it 100% on my notebook, which is just right over here actually. On Steam here, for the stream, it is a brand new save file, complete. Well, I mean, since the series started, so I'm missing, say, Snoop, Politician, Spear Builder, Flawless Run. I believe we've got the interrogator there. Bunch of endings. And another 2 endings. Here you are, Cabbage. It seems to me that you've taken a liking to Bryce's chair. Maybe. I could get used to this. Don't tell Bryson. By the way, we have evidence that Reza visited the portal today. Someone reported loud bangs consistent with what we know about his weapon. We didn't manage to catch him, but I wonder if this stuff means he's getting desperate. Who knows? Now, let's take a look at what we've got for me. This is much info to go on, but who knows when it could come in handy. Not much info to go on, yeah. We helped Katsuharu. That's all the information we have. I do what I can. I know, and your help is greatly appreciated, believe me. Especially since we're so short on staff right now. That'll be all for today. I'll contact you if we need anything. Of course. It's also kind of sad because being so short on staff right now, as he mentioned, being that he accounts for literally half of the active staff right now. See you next time. See you. Finally, a free day. What should I do? Alright, this is chapter 3. Okay, so we need to meet with Remy first, and then we can meet with Bryce after. Just for the sequence of events and stuff. Hey, Remy. Have you seen this game before? You might be talking about, this achievement here. I would suggest food, Justin. That's literally my only advice. We've also done, first ending, so we've done Detonation, the neutral ending, Lorm's bad ending, Bryce's bad ending, Nadine's bad ending. We're about to get Remy's bad ending. Yes, Remy. Hello, Cabbage. Is there any particular reason why you wanted to meet here? I enjoy Tatsu Park, is all. Have you been here before? Actually, let me just make a quick save here. Quick save here. I have actually failed this one before. Just checking that. I enjoy Tatsu Park, is all. Have you been here before? Well, we technically have. Second investigation chapter. So, we could still can't say we have. We have been here a few times. We've been here many times, in fact. So I'm just getting dice app just in case. And for anyone who is interested, what do you want to say? Can't say we have a few times, once or twice. Sweetie. She isn't really playing with her cats over there. Nope, she's gone to play herself. If I remember right, this song that's playing right now is Gravity. Okay, so just once or twice, seems to be channel, so it seems to see. Well, what do you think of it? Pretty idyllic, romantic, or nothing special? Also just Google idyllic. Idyllic. Especially for time and place, pretty idyllic. Right. Probably Mr. Ideal, I guess. Extremely happy, peaceful, or picturesque. Fair enough. Sounds accurate from context there. Oh yeah, you have to actually pay the grant just in case. Thanks for that, Justin. I completely forgot about this. I remember meeting Remy before. I just don't remember listening to this very specific part of this. So, anyone who is in the chat, what do you think about Park? Spin? I haven't paid attention to basically anything Steam in years. I'm also now refusing to buy anything on Steam because I have to. And I haven't actually bought this game on Steam. I haven't on Steam. I got it on AWSW. Well, it seems that nobody actually has an opinion of to actually answer. Are you guys just listening to music all of a sudden? I'm going to answer this one because nobody has an answer, and my dice say 1. Alright, see ya, Grant. I shouldn't need to ping you. I want to say that if you want to drop by, then sure, but if you're busy with work, I can imagine that being a lot more important. Alright, so dice say it's pretty idyllic. It is, I like it a lot. You mentioned you wanted to talk to me about something. Yes, well, about that. Nope. Scroll down. Well, let me just get this picture here. Hopefully, that somehow. This one. Remy Boi. I just have a lot on my mind, and I felt like I needed to tell someone. I wouldn't burden you if I had anyone else to talk to, but the simple fact is that I don't. Hey, you can talk to me, Remy. Thank you, I appreciate that. It's not a problem. What's on your mind? I don't even know where to begin. Do you ever feel like there's an emptiness inside of you? That every day is the same joyless routine? That you wish you could escape, but you can't? Well, have we, you two? Did we used to have that feeling, or have we basically never had that feeling? I can say that I've very easily gotten into a routine or habit, but I can't say that it's empty or void of life or anything. Remy has said, he said that he would talk with anyone else if he actually had anyone else. He just felt like he needed to talk. And he asked us as such, have we ever felt that there is an emptiness inside of you, that we do the same thing, joyless routine, every day and wish we could escape it, but unable to? So that was his question to us. If we do a joyless routine every day, which we could escape it. Personally, I get into routines very easily, and I like to stick to my routines effectively. But I can't say they're joyless, and I never really felt emptiness inside like that. So, what about you? You too? Um, it is very interesting, for I say. I don't think I actually looked into this before I got it, and Doppel has seen about the first 2 chapters of me playing this, and then he said, okay, I've just got to pick that myself. For the both of us, we have not regretted this one bit. It is a fantastic game. So I'll just put it this way, if you like stories, if you like story-rich content, dragons basically, this game was originally called Dragon Dating Simulator during development. So if you do like this game in any way, here's our status right now. I would very much recommend picking this up. It's only $10, so I would say you would probably not regret this at all. I feel like that I was looking for something here to show off as such. Like, anyways, yeah, Riffan. For now, she will be surviving past chapter 2 in about 4 weeks. Anyways, I do also just want to mention really quick, if you have, the way the game is designed, it is very, very emotional. So if you do like the emotional side of things, very, very good game. It's funny, fun, it's good. It is very, very sad at times, but it is just very, very well. I see. This is about Emma again? Well, not just about her, but working with her doesn't make things any easier. You think that just a few years ago I was the happiest I could have been, and now I have nothing but my miserable life. What happened? It's a long story. We have a long time. You can click OK, we're not picking that. Or no money. First or third. And actually, there's going to be a Rip Lorm in the next chapter. First one, third. Oh, okay, so we have one. I'm trying to unlock my phone and my offhand. Okay. Okay, well. A few years ago, I worked in the public sector. I mean, I still do, but my position was a different one. I didn't work under a minister back then. I don't know if he will. His streaming schedule and movie nights and everything completely revolves around his work schedule. And that, as far as I understand, it is also basically random. I don't know how much of a heads up he gets. He just has the heads up because I was part of a committee tasked with providing independent and factually backed opinions in the community topics. I was supposed to help not only the politicians, but the general populace. Free from outside interference, we did our own fact-checking based on research and publicly reporting our findings. Our individual members didn't always agree, but we made sure that the end results were based on verifiable facts. Yeah, it is. I personally kind of find the good ending from the bad ending with Remy is very, very different. And it's also, I would personally say that his good ending is more sad than his bad ending. But that's only because of the personal preference of spoilers, as opposed to considering the general. So it really, in my opinion, from what I think, it depends on your perceptions of the whole or the one, and the needs of any other needs of the viewer as well. In this way, we offered a variety of comprehensive opinions on different topics. We found the truth and allowed people and politicians to make up their minds from there. Our work was a key influence in the community, and because the conclusions of each individual member were often very different, it could never be said that we were biased. It was during one such assignment that I met a certain person named Amelia. My task was to determine the viability of several projects, each competing for a research grant from our council. Amelia was a member of one of the scientific teams vying for a grant. She was an inventor, and her group was looking for ways to streamline hospital processes and tests by utilizing new technology. Yeah, I would say you would probably find out about now. In fact, we already did find out when we found Remy having angered himself that he is depressed. If you do the bad ending to the scene here, you find out that he's basically depressed. Actually, I would say either way to depressed. Basically, he's going to be telling you stuff he already is right now. And if you just consider it all together, this guy's kind of about depression. So, just as in a nutshell, Remy is depressed. Amelia was a member of one of the scientific teams combined with the grant. She was an inventor in streamline technology. The first time I saw her was when our committee watched her group's pitch. One of the things we had to do was determine whether their claims and goals were realistic. In her case, they were. Ultimately, they didn't get the grant, but when she recognized me in a restaurant a while later, we started talking. She was very smart, and I admired her spirit. She wanted to help people with her talents, and in this way she reminded me a lot of myself. We kept seeing one another, and we grew close. Before long, we were dating, and it felt so right. I thought our relationship was about to become very serious, but then she informed me that her research group had applied for another grant. Of course, that complicated things. My committee was once again tasked with judging the viability of the different projects, and while I intended to stay impartial on the matter, she would probably have been seen as an influence due to our relationship. With these concerns in mind, we decided not to meet again until the grant winner was determined. We had expected her group to get it, but in the end, they didn't. We didn't want to end our relationship over something like that, but if word got out that we were together during the decision-making period, it would have put both our jobs in jeopardy. In the end, we decided to wait and made a commitment. 6 months after the grant was given to her team, we would return to one another and make our relationship public. That much time would have sufficed that it wouldn't be an issue. We even made plans to move in together when that time came. In fact, I believe we also already saw the pictures we were at Remy's place the last time. But we never got that far. I only know the rest of what happened from various reports. But apparently, Amelia got sick. Nothing serious, mind you. She continued working from home as best as she could. The project was already behind schedule, and she didn't want to endanger it. People were critical and very curious about what the project would amount to, and she didn't want to be responsible for its failure if she took some days off to recuperate. So every day she continued working on the project until the dead of night. One late evening, she went out to pick up her medication, in addition to something to help her stay awake. But she was sick and overworked. The combination of the prescriptions, side effects, and the supplements caused her to collapse. No one was around to see her fall. When she was found the next day, she was covered by a blanket of precious snow. It was too late. She was frozen to death during the cold winter night. If someone was with her, this would not have happened. But she died of it, on alone. And all because we kept our relationship a secret. We had plans to move in together. We even talked about having our own small family. Some of the things are just not meant to be, it seems. If I had to identify the moment life started going downhill, losing Amelia would be it. My heart was ripped out at the moment, and now only emptiness remains. It's like a wound that never closes. Maybe you saw those pictures in my apartment. Even my phone is a reminder of her. We were going to move into that apartment together. Alright, that's fine, Justin. This tie I'm wearing, I got it from her as well. When she gave it to me, she said it was red liquor scales. As long as I wore it, she would be with me in a way. For so long, I've been holding on to her with all my might. I wish I could stop, because I know it's killing me. But I've been doing it for so long, I don't think I can. Yet in some way, holding on to Amelia has helped me. When I look back on all those happy memories from me, Emra's bullying hurts a little less, if only because those memories hurt me so much more. And I would love my job if it wasn't for Emra. It's a constant struggle, a battle I have to fight every day. Each of her words slices through me, creating new wounds on top of others that have never focused. Some days, I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't know how much longer I can. I'm not sure if there's anything I can do. Okay, I'm afraid that we are not going to pick up because it's time for a good ending. What's that? Have you ever talked to a professional about this? No, I don't think I could. Not with a stranger. Thank you, Cabbage. Getting all that off my chest helped a lot. No problem, Remy. I'm fine with strong language. Thanks, Justin. No problem, Remy. Anything else on your mind? Well, there's the whole thing about Anna. Yeah, you mentioned that last time. Are you still worried about what she was working on? Not as much. I guess whatever she was doing is over now, but who knows what went on in her lab. I imagine we'll hear about it once the police search it at her apartment. I guess there's not much use thinking about it, especially now that she's out of the picture. In the end, I can't help but feel a little sorry for her, too. With her condition, I imagine that the ministry's disapproval must have been a tough pill to swallow. What are you talking about? She had cancer. I see. That kind of diagnosis would drive some people crazy. Maybe that's what it did to her. Having to live with that knowledge must have been difficult. You've heard about Anna's cancer. Remy paused and gave me an embarrassed smile. Quite a bit of time has passed since you arrived, and you've barely been able to speak. I've been talking a lot. I don't mind. There must be a lot on your mind, too. Not really, or there is. Not yet. We're gonna get all the bad endings out of the way first. Which, that being said, we actually just unlocked the, one of the ways to get the Anna good ending we're still not going to that one. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna have to take a look at that later. Just if it's a picture, that would be one thing, but the video is going to be by the entire stream. Status. So the way we're going is we're gonna just knock out all the eggs first. That matter, we also have the people as well. So we've already done the entire right 60% here. Gorham, Bryce, and Nadine eggs. We're working on Remy now. We're gonna get Anna next, and then we have nothing but good endings to go. So, is there a lot on YouTube's mind, or is there not really a lot more? I would say there's a bit on Justin's mind, so that he would Scaly Wings to play. Yeah, I do remember what actually happens to Remy for both being a jerk to him as such. Are you still here, Justin? In the stream chat, I mean? Right, fair enough, Justin. Right, so I'm guessing that nobody is making a choice right now. You probably are, I say. Yeah, D&D days. I actually have said app right here. And, I actually just want some guys. Okay. So not really. So I just have my app there open just in case there's conflict or something. Choices. Since I worked with Imra, I know all the details surrounding you and Reza. Not many do. Many rumors are going around town. All this time, you've been working with our police. Yeah. And now you're hunting the person who was supposed to be your partner. That must be really hard for you. I came here because I wanted to do the right thing. Nothing about that has changed. What kind of person is Reza, anyway? The kind that stops at nothing to achieve what he believes. You can see that. We've already witnessed just how far he will go. What do you think about him? Honestly, I'm not sure. Back home, his relentless quality of his... Back home, this relentless quality of his was admired, but I certainly don't condone his actions. Given what I know about him, I think he must have a reason, as weird and twisted as it may be. And what about you? I have my own reasons. I see. How is your hunt for Reza going anyway? Not too great. We don't have any strong leads or any idea of his whereabouts yet. We're just following his trail of murder and destruction. People are getting afraid. These rumors are starting to take effect. I thought Emerald was going to give a press conference to warn the public. That didn't happen. She feared the potential backlash if people knew about Reza while you two were still here. So for the time being, he has been declared as a missing person. The public has been informed that if someone sees him, they are to call the police immediately. They were told he may be suffering from an affliction that makes him behave erratically. But some people are putting two and two together. No one has seen Reza for a while, even if before he was officially declared missing. It's easy to line up the timeline and see that the murders started happening shortly after he vanished. What we know about the break-ins and thefts is also damning. The objects stolen all point towards Reza, and I'm not sure how much longer they can keep this a secret. How do you think the public will react, considering that I am still staying here? I don't know. I can't really predict the public opinion, but you can bet there will be critical voices. I'm not sure how I can convince everyone that I'm not involved with Reza's plans. Well, you don't have to. Well, you do have the council support, and the Emerald voice that you were on our side. It wouldn't be so bad if the public found out. Yeah, but she also made it clear that she believes most people won't have the same opinion. She won't support me publicly if their vote is against me. That is true. Emerald plays the political game well. She aligns with popular opinion, so people will like her. Alright, so is this a good tactic? Very dishonest? Or can we just not blame them? Sorry to say, Gracie, but I think you might be the only one here again still. I have a surprising amount of concurrent viewers, but I don't think anybody's really saying anything. Jerk move. Typical politicians. It is, and that's who she is. Does the public know about the portal spread state? No, if it can be fixed, it wouldn't be worth mentioning. And if they can't fix it, they aren't going to announce it before they know how to deal with the current situation. Compared to Reza, it's not really a problem. It might become one pretty soon if word gets out and I'm suddenly his accomplice. What would happen to me? How would they even deal with Reza if we caught him? I'm not sure. I suppose we would have to work something out between our legal system and whatever humanity has to say on the matter. And if the portal is done for, what then? Then humanity would be out of the picture for any legal proceedings. Reza would likely be held until contact has been re-established, or just serve his sentence here. See, how do your jails work, anyway? Well, if a crime has been committed and proved without a doubt, a jail sentence can be the consequence. Our delinquents live in an area separate from the rest of society, monitored at all hours of the day. They receive the help they need, and the efforts are taken to make them realize their wrongdoings and integrate them back into our community. Life isn't that much different there than it is here. The spaces are more cramped, sure, but mostly it's just a very controlled environment. That's not much of a punishment. It is the consequence, not necessarily the punishment. Our society at large benefits more from people who are rehabilitated, and if mental issues are the cause, those can at least be found and addressed. Helps Discord videos. Oh yeah, I already got the notification myself, and I have that open in the tab ready to watch that. Jason has posted that everywhere apparently. I'm very excited to see his videos and streams coming back. Sounds like how we used to do it back home. These days, in our city, you get 3 strikes. What does that mean? 3 infractions of our rules and you get thrown out of the city. If someone is a drain on our limited resources, we won't support them. Well, I can understand why you needed to incorporate such a policy. The finality of it makes me a bit uneasy. It has worked so far, and it's not as if the outside is completely unkind. Someone expelled from the city might find a different community or join one of the mobile groups. The situation inside our city today is still much better than the outside. They're very strict with those allowed to live there. It is a privilege. Anyone or anything that threatens the inside society or the lives of the people is removed very quickly. How would a murderer like Reza be dealt with? An eye for an eye? No, we don't do that. But murder is a crime so heinous that immediately execution is the consequence, regardless of prior infractions. I see. What do the citizens think about this system? Some agree with the methods, some don't. As long as it works, people will complain. Weeding out undesirable elements is what keeps their standard of living intact. I guess that means politics don't play a big role where you come from. No, they won't change a working system. It varies here. I'm so tired of Emra and her games. As I work with her, I can see exactly how she plays the public. I know every council member has their own approach, but everything she does is so tailored towards the public's expectations. For her, it's just a popularity contest. You know what? That gives me an idea. Really? What is that? The human visit and all of the associated consequences are her responsibility, right? Yes. For her, this situation with Reza must be utterly horrifying. She keeps talking about preventing public backlash, but she's really just trying to protect herself. That sounds accurate. Maybe we can use that to our advantage. How? She can't send me back to my world now, right? That makes me the only one here with knowledge of Reza and the humans in general. That's true. If I speak from this point of authority, we should have a much easier time convincing her of anything we want. Oh, that's unexpected. Disc reader for your 360. Why do you need a disc reader? Isn't like a 360 automatically have something like that? You couldn't convince her to let you stay in our world, though. Yes, but I was trying to use reason and plead with her. I didn't take into account her fear of public backlash. I think we can manipulate this fear first and use it to our advantage. If there were consequences to fear from Reza, me, or the rest of humanity, and those consequences would make her look bad to the public. But that would be reason for her to reconsider any action, right? I see. I suppose so, but what situations could this apply to? She nearly sent me back to the portal. If she tries anything again, at least we have something to use against her. I think I see where you're coming from. Reza is still a mystery to me, though all things considered, it wouldn't be beneficial for him to stay here. No offense, but even our prisons offer a better standard of living than our city. As such, could that be a reason for him to have vandalized the portal? I don't think so. You're right, your world is in a much better shape than ours, but even if Reza could stay here, he wouldn't. He came here for the same reason I did. How about him? He's very pronounced, has a very pronounced sense of beauty, and I believe in him. He would step through the portal that he proclaimed, and he would do everything he could. When I met him again in this world, I had the impression that he wanted to get our mission completed as soon as possible so he could return to our world with me. That's going to be difficult to work on her. The person who did it probably didn't realize it wasn't a very good idea. This might make Reza even more desperate. Who knows what he will do next? If anything happens, I can't be with him. If the portal is gone for good, I suppose you'd have to stay here. What do you think about that? That wouldn't be so bad. I love living here. We are not going to pick. That'd be a shame. So, what do you guys think? That wouldn't be so bad to stay here, or you would love staying here? I haven't seen Tracy in a bit, so I'm wondering what his opinion is right now. Justin, you're here though, so I'm definitely gonna ask you for your opinion. Two? Okay. I love living here. Everything I've heard about this place is so wonderful compared to back home. That's good to hear. I certainly wouldn't mind if you stuck around. Only now do I realize that everything I told you earlier must seem petty compared to the struggles you face. You're not gonna pick you're right. So don't say that, or we all have our own struggles. It's impressed. I am kind of secretly hoping for that. I've been hoping for that for basically every conversation so far, actually. I'm just surprised that it was Anna and York, I think it was, who were impressed all the time. Banana ballerina dance. 3? I suppose that's true. I can't even imagine what life must be like where you're from. Back home, I was just trying to survive and help others do the same. That hasn't changed. I'm almost afraid of going back to the city, though. Times are so rough. Yet, even if I didn't go back, didn't have to go back, I would. I can't just let them down like that. No. I have to try and do what I can. That's what I came for. I wish I could be that strong. He says you can't. You're not telling him to deal with it. Maybe this way. I think we're just gonna have to pick the first one. I don't know. Tell me about your old job. Yeah, I miss those days. What about it? It's not exactly the same as saving a city, but you are helping people, right? That's true. Maybe once your term with Ember is over, you can do something like that again. I really wish I could. Can I ask you a question? Of course. Do you even like me? There must be a reason why you put up with me for so long. What are you talking about? Do you consider me a friend? Or maybe more? I know, feel a bit. Nice, Justin. Wait, so do we like him as a friend? Do we like him as more than a friend? Okay, so one of the first two. So I am just amused by the fact here that over on the right side here, because I'm actually using the dashboard pop-out chat, it does effectively nothing to question if I want to show the message or not. Alright, so Tracy is saying he's a friend, he's saying more than a friend. What did I say as a friend? Sorry, Justin. I haven't actually picked more than a friend myself before yet. Next time, I'll get a good ending. It makes me really happy to hear. I haven't had a friend in a very long time. I think I should get going now. Thanks for hearing me out, Cabbage. Likewise. But that's fine. Alright, looks like I have some free time. Let me just check the status. Good. Just save back here in chapter 3. And, not the autosaves. Snap. I just want to see. Is this gonna get us suppressed? Is that, big? don't want to read that yet. Wait. Okay, he seemed really happy and he had a lot more to say. Which brought us to sweet status. Impressed. That was literally the one thing. Alright, so let's move the price. Let's just put on tab. Don't skip ahead. Nope, wrong one. Please. Yeah, that was my mistake. Thanks, I appreciate it. Hey, Sebastian. Hey, Maverick. Just what you do. Tell her how you live. Oh, right. So this is coming to the, I guess I'm gonna want some rules. This is the time. And we're gonna have to wrap this up. So. Alright, so this is coming up to the question about dating and stuff. Maverick's angry. Maverick's always angry. Well, he actually looks kind of violent right now. So this is coming up to the question of dating, talking and stuff, so if you ask me, you can do whatever you like as long as you're here, knock yourself out. So Sebastian makes the comment for, let's see, 3 times, which is, in this case, Remy. We have discovered that it is a key number of 3 times. So I've seen Cabbage hang out with the librarian a few times. Ooh, the klutzy one? Yeah. Come on, Bryce, don't be like that. Oh, I didn't know he was your type. There is another Bryce blush. Just for Justin. In fact, let me get another text. Alright guys, might as well ask. Is he just a friend? You did just finish saying that. He's just a friend. None of their business. Okay, we like him. Or don't get too worked out. It's not a thing anymore. Yeah, you basically guessed right. Maverick's just staring through your soul. Okay, so I ran this with fans. Or with that by accident. So what do you guys think? Is he just a friend? Or don't get too worked up? I'm curious, Justin, how did you get that picture before I even sent it to you? What is the resolution of this? Image. Oh, that is smaller resolution than my monitor. That is a higher resolution than the game monitor. From your computer. Alright. So I am just curious, just real quick. Bryce wants to say not to get worked up. What do you say, Justin, about our relationship with Remy? Oh, right, indeed. One, he's just a friend, okay? So conflict, which did I, sorry Justin. Did I say to go with race day. Don't get too worked up, it's not a thing anymore. Actually, I'm not sure if it ever was. Wow. Aw, that's a shame. No big deal. By the way, I think the food is ready now. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's go for the press status. Why not? No need for me to step forward. I'm just doing it plus. Yeah, might as well skip it. Don't say anything. Alright. Yeah. Alright. So, there goes Brace and Lauren. And there's Remy still in good status. Right, so apparently skipping was a bad idea. Alright, how long have I been going for? Like, that's here now. For once, just an ascending lead is Brace. Alright, so I'm gonna call the stream here because I'm pretty sure I've been going for about an hour. Yeah, about an hour. So I hope you guys have enjoyed, and we will see you guys again next time with a good Remy and a bit of Brace there. Or Brace, because skipping. So, I hope you enjoyed. We will see you guys again next week, and if you're interested in joining, you can check out our Discord. I'll be posting about weekly whenever I do the just Scaly Wings here. We will be concluding with Remy next week, and then we'll be going with Hannah before we start with the good endings. Yeah, I only go about an hour. About an hour. Actually, it is about an hour? Do you guys want me to go for another half an hour? You could. Alright. Yes, that reaction, that was good. Alright, so we could go for another half an hour. We could wrap up Remy today. If we go a little bit of overtime. So are you okay with that, Justin? I remember you saying that you wanted to do a stream after my AWSW video. So are you okay with me going for another 30 minutes-ish? Alright, so what do you guys want to do? Next, facility, witness, PDA? Alright. With regards to Remy, we can take the PDAs to the library. Okay, visit witness. Here's Tombstone. Can I help you? You must be AWSW, is that right? Yes. Let him say how you died. How they died. Oh, yeah, he doesn't actually say how he dies, actually. From our previous run with Warren, we know what he's doing about this time, or not done. So we know what actually happened. Working with the police, and hoped you could answer a few questions. Oh, do you have any news about my roommate? This is about the noises you heard last night. What's going on with your roommate? He went missing a few days ago. I already talked to someone from the police about this, but I haven't heard back from them since. I'm sorry, this is the first time I've heard about it. I don't know what happened to him. He didn't go on vacation, or did he suddenly decide to visit the next town? I know if he did, he would have told me. Honestly, I find it odd that when someone goes missing, I don't hear back for several days. But when I hear a loud banging outside during the night, the police send someone over immediately. Sorry, but I don't think I want to talk about this right now. Poor Lorm, yeah, exactly. It's when you realize what's going on, and then you see a scene like this, and oh crap, that's what's happening. And you feel so bad. Alright, PDAs to the library, take advantage of the facility, we'd be dropping it off with baby in here, since there's also a red banana. Or we can take the PDAs to the library and check out for Remy. Or we could even just skip everything and just go home. I believe there's going to be a not next chapter, but up to the festival. Alright, well, my dice, since obviously just no, you don't. I think Justin knows exactly what happens. I know what happens, so just for the sake of spoilers, just in case it feels future guess. I have spoiled it before. I've said things before. Yeah, for Lorem, for sure. Alright, but I saved to take the PDAs to the library. Oh yeah, I do also have this on normal, or no, just low screen delay instead of ultra low. So I'm hoping there is less buffering, but I imagine there's going to be a lot low screen delay. Look at the previous review objects of the about 4 streams ago, 3 streams ago ish. The main thing is that we are not specifically going out of our way to be a jerk to any of the dragons, except we are just going out with Anna. And we're also going to be going out with Grace for that little bit of dialogue from chapter 3. That's about it. Alright, so it doesn't look like Remy is here. Excuse me, can I help you? Do you know where the audio section is? I'm looking for some sheet music. This is Justin's BFF right here. Sorry, I have no idea. I don't even work here. Don't worry about it. The staff all seem to be hiding somewhere. Anyway, have a good day. You too. Maybe Remy is somewhere in the back, or in his office. Hello? You know, this section is usually for staff only. I'm just looking for Remy. I'm supposed to drop off this PDA. That's a big dragon? Are you talking about, Bob? Or are you talking about Emerald here? Big mouth form. I'm pretty sure in size comparison he was about half the size of Mount form. Plus, let me just go back a bit. Yeah, this guy here, he has a bow tie. And, Eastern mustache. And fins, that's not... Well, the fins are kind of important. But he has no horns, that's not helpful. And if you compare it to, like, the size of the chairs in the background, he's half the size. Two. A little more blood? Oh, there is a lot of the last chapter of this going on. Usually for staff only, just like Remy. Well, he's not working today. Apparently, he has other engagements. If you need to find him, you can probably do so at his home. Can't I just leave the PDA here? Oh, I'm not going to take the responsibility for this if it gets lost. If you want to drop it off, go find it. Okay. By the way, I hope you don't take it personally that I tried to send you away. To be honest, I'm glad that we're still here. Remember that I said I believed you when you told me your side of the story. I always have to do what is in the public's best interest, and now they will not blame me if you have any connection with Reza. I hope you can understand that. Here's Remy's address in case you need it. Thank you. Little does she know, we've already been to his address. Censorship 2K Sports did? What do they do? Oh yeah, I've got a capture card here. I've streamed CTR with it, Pokemon with it, and that was with the Rocks. Don't get Roxy. I tried that with Starlink, and it actually tried to kill the computer. Oh, hello, Cabbage. What are you doing here? I just came by to give you this. I was already at the library, but Emma refused to let me drop it off there. I see. Hey, it's one of your PDAs. I told you one would find its way to me eventually. Yep, and now you can look at all the human knowledge you want. You have no idea how much I'm looking forward to that. I may not be working today, but I'm still going to check it out as soon as possible. I'm just going to leave it to you then. Thanks. Enjoy. Thank you for all your help. I'll take care of the remaining tasks so you can take the rest of the day off. I'm sure you have other things to do than helping the police department. It's no problem, really. My trip to your world wasn't supposed to be vacation. Alright then, I'll see you next time. See you. After this fateful day, I was glad to finally have some sort of respite. I wandered into the kitchen as I considered tonight's dinner. Should I cook something or order out? When I returned to the living room, I suddenly found my strength leaving me, and I collapsed to the floor. Yeah, let's skip it. As you wish. It's kind of sad to have such a small menu now. It's almost like the evil ending, or when you're still just getting used to angels with Scaly Wings and oh no, he's dead, she's dead, they're all dead! So, meet with Remy. Oh, that must be him. Oh yeah, this is definitely going to miss. Remy, what's that on your face? Don't you know what it is? Well, it looks like lipstick, but I didn't know that was a thing. You're right, it is lipstick. It's not something that existed in this world before, though. How did you get some of them? I have one of your PDAs, remember? I studied it a bit, and came across the entry on lipstick. Based on the necessary ingredients, I realized I could make some myself, and so I did. Did you do this to look pretty for me? I just figured you'd miss these kind of things that are normal for you. It hasn't really been normal back home in quite a while. Lipstick isn't common these days. Did the entry specify that it's typically used by females? Now that you mention it, it did. I get the impression I did get that impression, but I found the sentiment a bit puzzling. Why would a product like this be used by only one gender? Well, I guess social norms dictate that whether certain traits are desirable in one gender, thus highlighting them like this would increase the attractiveness. Oh, I think I get it now. It's all based on sexual dimorphism. The biological differences between sexes are so much greater in your species than it is in ours. So I suppose the traits you're looking for can be different too. Generally speaking, the sexual dimorphism is much greater in mammals than it is in reptiles. Like very widely by species, external indicators are pretty much always present, like memories, for example, an always present and often obvious reminder. This makes much more sense. It's kind of embarrassing. In a picture, definitely of the person Sending to Justin. Definitely sending it to him later. Should I get rid of it? Alright, guys, are we going to get rid of the lipstick or not? Keep the lipstick, get rid of the lipstick. Perfect. Alright, I'm gonna be sending this to Justin while everybody makes up their minds here. Yes, please, yes. Should I count Pricey as 2 votes? Send it to Dop as well. He already knows this. Alright, I'm gonna be, for Raven's sake, since he desperately wants to stop, for Raven's, sorry, Pricey's sake, my apologies, Pricey. I hope Justin's okay with that as well. Yeah, so, it doesn't really look nice on you. Oh, sorry. Poor Remy. Here, that should do it. Shall we go then? Actually, it seems we're pretty early. They're probably still setting up. I see. Well, we could just stay here in the meantime. Oh, for sure. I just realized I haven't actually been here since I prepared the apartment for you. Have you read any of the books I got you? Oh, so you're the one who stocked the bookshelf. They're all library books. I wanted to provide you with a good sample of what we had to offer. So there should be something in there for everyone. Looks like you've read a few books. The Sheridan series. Alright, Justin, Crazy, was it pretty interesting, or just wasn't in the mood for anything more complex? The post-mail pulling a Skyrim. Sorry, Justin, I'm actually partially thinking of the mail in RuneScape, actually, OCP. Oh yeah, the courier. Got a letter for you. 2? Okay. What about you, Justin? Do you have an opinion, Justin, on the books? 1? Okay. You guys, you have never actually been on the same side. But I suppose been on Crises until now, actually. That's a D4, then to convert it to integral, so just divide by 2, 4. So, oh really? I know they're not exactly highbrow, but they're entertaining. And what more do you want to put to eat? Real high-class brawl. What's that? Cupheads? I guess we all have our own tastes. Can I offer you some food or drink? I barely used any of the stuff in the kitchen. Why not? I don't want to touch anything that didn't at least resemble something I know. After all, I have no idea how to prepare them right, or even know if they're safe for me to eat. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to get you all those perishables then. I wanted to provide you with a bit of everything, considering I had to prepare the apartment for someone I didn't really know much about. Oh, some of them were good. It's interesting to taste the subtle and sometimes not so subtle differences in the similar fruits we have back home. Did you throw anything out? Not really. Why did you ask? You've been here for nearly 2 weeks now, so even if some of them were safe for you to eat, they probably aren't anymore. Let me clean out your closet. We don't want you to have any health hazards for you while you're here after all. Probably, except you have seen in the screenshots and photographs, he has named his character Doppel. Well, feel free. Just look at this. He showed me a juicy-looking, vaguely spherical fruit whose bright red color was unlike any other fruit I had ever seen. That's very bright red. I don't think even our best apples can compare. Well, they're usually blue. Red means you're supposed to throw them away, as they have expired by then, and toxins might have already set in. Yeah, he did name that. He did post it in photographs because he's doing all this editing, so you can just see the side where it actually says apple. Not where it says cabbage here, except he has yellow apple. Oh well, wasn't planning on eating it anyways. Or this one, it's all moldy. I don't see any mold. Don't you see these spots? Sure, but if that's supposed to be mold, it looks very different to the mold we have back there. I see. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to stock up on perishables. I didn't even consider all the implications of doing something like this. Had you eaten the wrong thing, you could be in the hospital right now. I just want to point out that normally you see actual issue right now, but so are his ears. Better screech. Double blush. Don't stress yourself out about it. Honestly, someone would have to be pretty reckless to just go ahead and start munching on things they don't know about. If anyone was smart enough to be sent here, they probably wouldn't take that risk without risk like that. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Nevertheless, I better get rid of everything that's past its state. We don't want the mold in the air either. If you say so. Once more, he dove into the closet. I heard him rummaging about as he checked the fruits and vegetables thoroughly. That should be everything. Thanks. I bet the wine didn't go bad, though. Do you want some? I'm not really a big fan of wine. How come? I just can't enjoy it as some others do. I suppose I'm willing to try anything at least once, though. Anything? Well, at least as far as the food and drinks are concerned. Alright, are we not a fan either, or should we try some? No drinking. That'd be about me too. A Dio option. Ah, you thought it would drink, but it was I, Dio! I don't know if I could actually take this as I'm not a bad eater or not, or if that was just a random sideshow. Is that your choice, Justin? No drinking? Not a fan either? But Ice already agreed with pricing. I'm not a fan either, so I guess we don't need to waste a good bottle of wine by opening it. I'm not sure if this one would qualify as a good bottle. It was I, Cabbage! Don't tell me you just went out for the cheapest one. Of course not. Everybody knows they don't buy the cheapest stuff. They go for the second cheapest. Oh, well. Just look at the time. I think we could start heading to the festival now. Sure, let's go. This is strange. Usually there'd be a crowd by now. Do you think they cancelled it? Or the rest of being out there? Maybe they thought it wasn't a good idea to have a public spectacle like this. Cancel the summer festival? Inconceivable. It doesn't look like a festival is going on right now, though. I don't know what's going on. Hey, I think I know this guy. Let's go and ask him. Hey, Jean. Hey, Cabbage. How can I help you? We're just planning to go to the festival, but it doesn't seem like there's much going on here yet. You came to the right place, but the festival is not starting for another hour at least. What? But the festival has always started at this time. You must have missed the memo then. They moved it by an hour. Something about daylight and making the fireworks more visible as a result. Oh, that's a shame. And I'm kinda getting hungry too. I can help you with that. What do you sell them? Skewers, meatballs, all kinds of grilled things, really. Well, I could go for some meatballs. How about you? I'll also take some meatballs? How about some veggie skewers? Or some grilled cheese for me? Which do you guys... as if I could give you some snacks, what do you guys want to get? Meatballs, veggies, or cheese? This game, I was just thinking, I remember this was in one of the other scenes, or the other characters. I was thinking maybe a game though, like the second chapter? If it's Bryce, it would also have to be second chapter. We're at his place. Meatballs for Bryce, that's fair. If you're out of options, did I actually suggest grilled cheese? This is chapter 4. Status lost. Okay, so it doesn't actually tell you, but the fact that we are on the 4th day because we've already played 3 scenes. That's about the only thing I did. Is there a status? No. Just status, okay. This is the 4th chapter, and after we do the regular chapter here, we're going to be going to the festival, and that's basically it for literally the entire run. Alright, so Justin is not saying anything, so I guess we'll go with meatballs. Probably next up for you. I guess that makes us your first customers of the day. What do I owe you? For you two, it's free. It's very kind of you, thank you. Have fun at the festival. Thanks. So, what do we do now? Should we go back? Well, we're already here, and got all the stuff. Let's just sit down somewhere. Sure. We went off to the side as more dragons arrived and started setting up their various booths. How are the meatballs? They're actually pretty good. How about your stuff? It's great. I'm surprised, honestly. You never know with stuff that comes out of food carts. You're right. Maybe we got lucky. Or maybe it's because it's still fresh. Who knows? What was that about fireworks, though? Is the big show coming up later? Oh no, the festival is just getting started. There are fireworks every day. But the big show is the one everyone wants to see. That one is happening in a few days. It officially concludes the festivities. I see. A while later, the festival had kicked off, and the crowds were already coming in. Dragons of all shapes and colors were filled the flats, ready to see the sights of the festival market off. Booths lined both sides of the way. It reminded me a lot of the typical carnival setup. Booths being filled with shops, food stands, games, and much more. Some of the festival has already started. Let's go. Sorry, seems the festival had already started. You know what? How about we just stay here? I really don't like crowds. I've seen the festival so many times already, I'd rather just stay here with you. If I wanted to show me around, but I suppose we can stay here if you prefer that. The main attraction is always the big fireworks show at the end of the festival, and the one that's not going to happen today anyways. So why do we need to come here in the first place then? Is something wrong? I just had to realize that it's that as nice as it is right now, you'll have to leave this world again eventually. For myself, not from 2020. I kickstarted Lunar the game, and I'm hoping to get that on the Switch, and that should be coming out in about April, supposing all goes well. I am following the developer Johan in another Discord and Twitter. Otherwise, I have a wish list for basically an SD card for my Switch, because I have 700 megabytes on the hard drive, and I also want to get the cartridges for Crash Insane Trilogy, Lego City Undercover if I can. Dragon Quest Builders 2, I think it was. I had a very refined list. That's just so expensive. Fire Emblem, I might just give that a pass. That's basically my wish list right now. My entire wish list, other than maybe the Game Maker Studio 2 mobile. actually. Just so I can explore things too well. And I'll have to leave again eventually and Louis rushing me in. I've been alone for such a long time now. I didn't even have a single friend. In my job, I always have to smile when serving customers. How could I be surrounded by people all the time yet feel so alone? All those people have their own lives, families, friends, and relationships, yet I had none of that. In a world where everybody else seemed to be happy, I was the odd one out who had pretended in order to belong. Hang on. I was the odd one out who had to pretend in order to belong. How could that not have eaten away at me day after day? And yet, one day, I heard about the plans of the humans coming. Like many others, I was very excited at the prospect of our myths coming true. Then, one day, the day came as I stepped through the portal and I saw the pomp of fanfare. You could imagine. It was quite a sight to behold, really. You wouldn't believe how much joy I felt during that moment. Emperor, of course, took all the limelight she could. First, there was a big speech in front of a huge crowd, then a procession after she had officially welcomed Reza. When it was time for you to arrive, and it was decided that it wouldn't be a public event this time due to security concerns, I knew that Emra wasn't going to be there if she wasn't able to make it all about herself. I begged her to let me do it, just to be able to get this close to a human at least once, to talk to them and see what they were like, to experience them. She told me that if I did a few favors for her, I could be the one to greet you. I knew that she wasn't going to be there anyways, but if I didn't do what she wanted, she would have to send some other lackey instead. So I did everything she asked for. She kept her word though, and in the end, I was the one who would introduce her to this little world of ours. It might have been it seemed like much to you. Might not have seemed like much to you, sorry. But with just us two and no one else being there was something very special for me. I saw the trailers for Cyberpunk, and I already forgot what Cyberpunk is myself. Personally, I'm not interested in either of those. I've actually pushed myself away from the AAA titles, and I've basically just been roaming itch.io. That's where I got this game. Crosscode, I already have that. That's also a pretty fun game. It's not on the same level as Angels here. Raven, you might be interested in that. I don't know what your preferences are in that regards. The games that I am interested in, I've already mentioned my wish list, basically like Lego City Undercover, Crash and Save Trilogy. Otherwise, just the bunch that I already have for the Switch. It was not just about some public spectacle or the summer festival or Reza's arrival, but for the first time in so long, I felt that moment was about you and me and no one else. For someone in my position, it just made me very happy to have such an extraordinary thing to happen to me. There was this fifth Brit who was doing a series of Skyrim is a perfectly balanced game, and you can take like a fork and just enchant it in a way that it's absurdly broken and powered. And I think he named his character either Keanu Reeves or after Keanu Reeves. So Reeves Keanu, something like that. It was ridiculous. The whole thing was ridiculous. He also did, along the same lines, how overpowered could you get the unarmed punching to be using the futurist gloves, just stealing that, because there's only the one. Getting its enchantment and then enchanting something else that you're unarmed is do absurd damage. Enchanting other things so that you have like paralysis poisons for an entire year. It's just ridiculous. Of course, I was very curious to see how much our myths would line up with reality. And I was even more overjoyed when you visited me in the library. When you accepted my invitation and came into my home, I was just glad to have you there. It seemed like you wanted to be there, or just someone out to use me in some way. I began to feel hope. When I met you in the park, I think the only reason I could tell you everything about myself is because I knew you were going to leave again eventually. And now, after all this, I can hardly believe you're still here with me. Why wouldn't I be? You're just so nice to me. Yet, even after the time I've got to spend with you, it seems too soon that I'll have to let you go again. At least I got to know you. It can't be all that bad. Ever since I came here, I've got many lovely people, all with their own relationships, struggles, and dreams. I know you think you've been alone here all this time, but don't go back to that kind of thinking when I'm gone. Rather, why don't you take it as an opportunity, now that we're here, who's to say that you won't be able to find others once I'm gone? I know you were still stuck for a while because of your job, but after that, have you considered a change of scenery? You could move to a different place with all new people and opportunities. Who knows what you might find elsewhere? I have not even touched that yet. In fact, well, almost for the past solid month, because I actually had a skip subscription, I've been glued to that. Basically, it adopts the exact same thinking about once you have a subscription and you're doing something else, you feel like you're wasting it. Well, that's me too, so I've been glued to RuneScape until I'm already sick of it. Who knows what you might find elsewhere? A completely new start? I like that idea. But enough about me. What will you do once you get back to your own world again? I'm not sure. I don't even know what will happen to me when I return. These last few days, a lot of things have happened to me and changed my perspective on what I'm doing here. Reza and those who sent me. Is that a bad thing? I don't know yet. At the very least, though, I can say that I've done what I believe was right. You should be careful with rhetoric like that. What do you mean? That kind of talk makes it very easy to justify any means when it serves the right cause, whatever that may be. The more important thing is, have you done anything that you might regret? No matter what you think, keep in mind that you may be held accountable for your actions by others or even yourself. Don't just do something because you think it's for the right reasons. Do it when you are aware of the possible consequences as well. Right. I have no way of knowing what my actions will amount to once I return. Do you really wish to go back to your own world? If I didn't, it would only serve to strain the relationship we've been trying to build with your people here, which is something that could be elementary to our survival. Besides, I didn't do it for those who reign over our city back home, or for those who might have wanted to betray me. Let's not forget that even under the worst regime, there are just normal people trying to survive too. If I have the power to make a difference for them, it would be right for me to just leave them be in order to seek my own happiness. That's exactly the kind of thing you were talking about, right? In the end, we all have to make our own decisions. If I leave them behind, then I leave them to people like Reza who sent me here. What would you want to do? Throw them? I don't even have to complete the picture myself right now. How do I even consider what to do, given what I know? Dreams. Yeah, I saw my phone notifications that Max Rumble, I forgot who he is. He did a Crash Bandicoot replication in Dreams. What I do know, though, is that if I don't do what they expect of me, there will be consequences. Angels with skin wings and wings. That'll be interesting, considering this is a visual novel. In your Spyro streams, I think I missed the majority of your Spyro streams myself. I just remember vaguely seeing last one. I just don't know who he is really. But just sort of seeing it. Maybe we'll just have to wait and see. That's not an option right now. Those are still out there, armed and dangerous. How do you think that's a matter better left to our police force? It could be very dangerous for you to interfere. It's far too late to reconsider. I've already been tangled up in this too much. Besides, I can't stop him. Don't forget how many he's killed already. Don't hesitate to do so again I'm going to reach his goal. In the end, it's my duty to stop him. If I don't, how would your people look at humanity? How could I face you again, knowing that my negligence could cause suffering and loss for others if I just stopped now? I wish I could be as brave as you. I don't think bravery has anything to do with it. It must be stopped, one way or another. I know. Just be careful, alright? I'll try. We've been here for a while now. How about I walk you back to your apartment? What about the festival? Well, if you still want to go, we could watch the big fireworks show together in a few days. That's an idea. Alright, let's do that. I watched Remy as he got up again, stretching himself in a way that reminded me of a cat before we prepared to leave again. Yeah, I have my cat just over there. Oh, you're still here? How's business? As expected, people always get hungry at these events eventually. Can I offer you some more meatballs? No thanks, I'm quite full from my earlier helping. How about you, Cabbage? A tempting offer, but we're just about to call it a day. I see. Are you going to watch the big fireworks at the end of the festival? That's the plan. Be sure not to miss it. You haven't seen anything until you see the big fireworks. That's what everyone keeps telling me. Because it's true. Anyway, we should probably get going. Have a good day then. You too. Alright, so I am now fairly over time. We're just gonna run this up here again. Indeed. Did you want to clean up my bathroom cabinet as well or something? That's a good one. He gave a big sigh. You know how I feel. I guess I just want to make this most of this day. We're still going to see the fireworks together. It's true. You know, I'm very curious to see what your reaction to that will be. It's quite a sight to behold. People just keep saying that. Maybe you will too. We'll see. Thanks for the wonderful day, though. Likewise. Until we meet again. See you. Alright, that brings us to chapter 5, I believe. Every day gave me. Order some lunch. Sure, might as well order some lunch just for the sake of it. Oh, it's you? I thought they sent you away after everything that's going on. Oh, I had not seen this dialogue before. Yeah, sure, let's see. Status, Remy is good. Okay. I thought they sent you away after everything that's going on. They changed their minds, so I suppose you'll be stuck with me for a little while longer. I see. Here's your order. Sorry I got a little wet, but it should be okay. Let's just skip ahead. Oh, okay. Skip ahead. Might as well. And if you want to come over again, you don't have to order anything to do it. Here's my private number. Keep that in mind. Thanks. Bye. Okay, check the status. Accidentally pressed the D. That was actually technically impossible when you did skip it. This gives you the status automatically. Unless we manually went in, we could have pressed her. That being said, though, doesn't matter. After that night of turbulent dreams, my consciousness returned to the shores of the waking world. Today is the day of the big fireworks. Whom shall I bring? How about Remy? That's a good idea. Everybody else is dead. That must be him. Are you ready to see the fireworks? My body is ready. Alright, let's go. My aim press, that was Bryce. He was impress KIA. About everybody who's MIA is KIA right now. Yeah, it was actually during the evil ending, I actually managed to get Remy killed as well. I was quite surprised. After a few minutes of walking, we arrived at a rather empty-looking area near the edge of town. Looks deserted to me. I thought everyone was watching the fireworks. They are, but they're doing it somewhere else. I don't really like the crowd, and I think you would appreciate me leading you here if you knew what they were like. Better to be safe than sorry at any rate. That's what I'm thinking. This reminds me a bit of the night I arrived here. Everything was dark and empty, and it was just us walking together through the landscape. Yeah, nice one. I was just saying, what are you saying, Cabbage? Well, what are we saying? Just us walking through the landscape? Yeah, you're right. Oh, I think it's starting now. Watch. We were quiet as we waited, and the stillness of the night enveloped us. Soon I heard the sound of the first rocket making its way into the night sky, after which it exploded into a pattern of colors. Wow, that's just gonna be a meme now from now on instead of one race flushing and a meme or whatever. More rockets followed, their thunderous noise echoed throughout the land. Suddenly, a terrible realization hit me. Considering how public of an event this was, and how I was told multiple times that everyone would be watching the fireworks, now would be the best time for Reza to do anything he had planned to do. Not only was the village basically deserted, but the sound of the fireworks would also overshadow any gunshots, giving him as much security as he would ever have. As the portal had been repaired by the mysterious person I met, now was the perfect time for Reza to make his getaway, and I was the only one who knew. Remy, I think we need to go, now. What's wrong, Cabbage? I know where Reza is. We need to stop him. Shouldn't we call the police or something? We don't have the time. I'm not sure if I can fight him. Right. If you're there, you probably wouldn't hesitate to shoot him. Maybe you can hold him off, and all of you try to get some help. Alright, let's do that. Go. I started running as Remy's voice called out to me. Where is he? Where should I go? The portal! He'll be there! Yeah, I did this with a neutral one too, except, well, very similar to Grace's third chapter, every run is basically, well, every person is. I arrived at the portal, let's just skip ahead a little bit. Okay, so, we just skipped through a bunch of dialogue where Reza's saying, well, I've got the generator, let's go. We say no, we're trying to delay him. Think about all the dragons who killed Reza, and he's, here I am, holding the gun, and you're the one who's lecturing me. So, what are you going to do? You can't stop me now anyway. Maybe I can. Maverick. Suddenly, Maverick and Remy appear next to me. You planned this, didn't you, Cabbage? Actually, this was technically Reza. His name is Remy. Traitor! And to think I let you distract me with such a cheap trick, just because I thought there was still a shred of humanity within you. He pulled out his gun, not sure which one of us he should be aiming at. Just let me go, and I'll forget this thing ever happened. We got 6 bullets for 3 people. Do you think you can really do that, Reza? Do you think this is worth risking your life for? I've been risking my life for this every day for the last 2 weeks. What did you do during that time? Sip champagne in your nice apartment? Besides, this generator and the whole building came from our time. They belong to humanity. Suddenly, the administrator came out of the shadows of the hallway and Reza. No, they belong to me. Confused, Reza spun around, aiming his gun at the people who were slowly walking towards him. Who are you? Freeze! I said freeze. Want to waste your bullets on me? Feel free. You can't stop all of us. If you say so. Pulled the trigger, and the administrator fell to the ground with a dull thud that knocked her mask off. Yeah, there's your blood, I say. Oh, something. Mortified by the display before me, I found myself unable to move as the events of the following seconds unfolded before my eyes. Reza was flipping his gun and shot Remy once before Maverick charged him. Nathan, I haven't actually watched that. Maverick pounced, snarling, and knocked Reza to the ground before embedding his teeth into the body of the other. Despite his thrashing and screaming, Reza managed to find his target and pulled the trigger twice. Immediately, the jaws dislodged. Reza pulled himself 2 feet away while Maverick's body convulsed and exploded. Holding his bleeding wound and breathing heavily, Reza looked at him. "You're not going to help me, are you? Then it's futile." He raised his gun, aiming at me, while I regained my composure and tried to run. A single gunshot resounded throughout the hallway, and as soon as I heard it, a sharp pain shot through my back. I fell to the ground immediately. He continued pulling the trigger, but no more bullets came. After a few seconds of silence, I slowly turned around. Reza was leaning against the wall, his head slumped forward lifelessly. Maverick and the administrator, both lying in a pool of their own blood, were now moving. I crawled over to Remy and was glad to hear him breathing. He had been hit in the side, and I saw blood trickling from the wound onto the ground below him. He raised his head, looking at me with an expression of pain. "You were wounded there." He tries. He doesn't get to me. What's that? "You're wounded now, so are you. You need to stop the bleeding." I put some pressure on his wound, momentarily halting the bleeding that was trickling down his body. "Can you do this? Let me try." He felt around his side, trying to get the weight and grip before he applied pressure to it on his own. I let go, and after a bit of adjustment, Remy could stop the bleeding on his own for now. I took off my own shirt and briefly considered whether I would be able to dress Remy's wound, but I soon realized that it was not long enough to wrap around to the company. Besides, he couldn't walk for now. It would would not make a difference anyways. He would have to stay here while he held his wound shut. Instead, I used the shirt to prove my own bleeding, holding it and wrapping it around my abdomen tightly. "Look, Reza's gone, and that other person." Remy was right. Both Reza and the administrator were gone. "You have to go. You couldn't stop Reza. I need to find some help first. I can't just leave you like this." "Don't you dare tell me you would be doing me any favors by saving me. If it's just going to be one of us, I don't want it to be me. You don't know how it is to live every day as I have, always wondering if the pain will ever stop, or things will ever change again." Alright, see ya, Pricey. We are actually literally just wrapping up the story right now. We'll be ending the stream in 5 minutes. When they do, you come along and tell me this. Don't dare do that to me. And actually, did he have a angry? Yes, he had an angry. I don't think we have an angry face. It's just that. Mouse. Then when they finally do, you come along and tell me this. Don't do that to me. I'm not going through this again. What do you want me to do? This is bigger than us, bigger than me. Just go. Go and stop Reza. Alright. I hobbled to my feet and made my way back outside, just in time to see Reza vanish through the portal. He doesn't get away from the good end. I made my way back to Remy to look for something to treat his wound. Given anything that had transpired, I had no idea what was going to happen. I also wondered where the administrator was. I checked a few of the rooms and found the first aid kit that I used to treat both of us. Soon, however, I heard footsteps behind me. As I turned around, I was surprised to see another human face. It was a soldier. "Who are you? What are you doing here?" I asked. "We're here to save you. Reza told us about everything here tonight." I didn't know what Reza had told him, but I certainly didn't want to leave just yet. I tried to protest and told me about Remy. The soldier let me know that they would take care of it. By now, however, their orders were clear, and I was told to come within the meeting. Another soldier arrived and took the generator. Then they escorted me back through the portal. After all this time, I wondered what would happen now to our world and the dragons. I arrived on the other side, only to be met by a team of EMTs who were already expecting me. I was urged to lay down in a cot, which was quickly transported back into the ambulance. They took off my bandages and examined my wounds as I heard them calling out medical terms I didn't understand. A breathing mask was put on me, and I soon lost consciousness. I wasn't sure what exactly Reza had told me, but with him dead and me wounded, humanity decided to take what they thought was theirs by force, which included the underground building itself. Hoping for a diplomatic solution, the dragons retreated and borders were established, all within a matter of days. The thousands of people living in our city were quickly relocated. For them, it was a better solution than any other. Here, they had an already working infrastructure, buildings, and things looked just like they used to. When I awoke from my induced coma, it was with the expected dose of confusion as I had to realize the place was deserted, and it hadn't been just buildings, it was the entire city. Everyone was gone. Whatever Reza had told humanity had been enough for them to ultimately decide to leave me behind as a traitor while they sought out their promised land. To their credit, they could have killed me, but just leaving me behind to my own devices was exactly the kind of punishment I would expect from them. I wasn't even sure how much time had passed since I returned. While they had permanently disabled the portal, I was at least able to find plenty of supplies they had left behind the sidewalk of the city to make a new life for myself. Alright, yeah, just wrapping up. Got a couple minutes left. After a few days of checking building after building and getting to know my new surroundings, I was surprised to see a shadow flying overhead. It was a dragon. Oh, sorry, I need to get back to that. Here we go. Hey! Blinded by the sun, I couldn't quite make out the dragon before it landed and approached. It was Remy. Remy, what are you doing here? I've been looking for you for the last few days. Honestly, I wasn't sure whether I was going to find you at all. I don't know how long it's been since I last saw you. It must have been a few weeks. Why did you come here? We need you. You have to tell them what really happened, what Reza did, and everything else. After you went back, the soldiers found me, and I was interrogated. When they were negotiating with our council, they realized that Reza's account of what happened here differed a lot from what really went down. Of course, there are a lot of blanks they needed to fill in too. They needed to find someone who was willing to go back and find you, so I did. Besides, I had owed it to you for everything you've done for me. Remy. I guess they realized the error they made by leaving you behind. But now all of us need you as a witness. You must tell them the truth. How is your room? It's fine. I was patched up pretty well, all things considered. Come now. We've got no time to lose. The portal is just around the corner. But how are you going to get back? You'll be activated. I know. That's why they gave me something to repair it. Let's go then. A few minutes later, we arrived at the portal. I thought about alternative options, considering we would be able to use it now. Time travel things were. While I knew about the portal's capabilities to do so, I had no idea how. Either way, I would do what I could to make things right. I watched as Remy reactivated the portal using its interface with a somewhat clumsy pause. Something's not right here. I can't find the other portal. A terrible realization hit me as I considered hoped for other possibilities. You said that it was a few weeks since I last saw you, right? You've been looking for me for how long? A week? Yes. Remy, I think I've got some very bad news. What is it? Suddenly, I heard someone approach from us from behind, and after I turned around, it was the administrator who stood before us. I have finally found you. Come on, we need to go back. Back? You're all gone. What are you talking about? At the time you're here, the meteorite you knew about collided with the Earth. The civilization you knew and the human settlements are no more. What? How? Reza knew this was going to happen. Ironic that Reza would drag himself through the portal in his bravely injured state to try and save humanity by telling them about the generator. You and the meteorite only to fall on deaf ears above the last crucial part. Now they are all gone. I wasn't talking about returning to them, however, but going back to a time even before them, the day of your arrival. You want to use the portal for time travel? I knew about the possibilities, but doing it for real. Fascinating. Can Remy come with us? No, it is complicated enough as it is. And I don't want to go. I don't think you realize what is at stake. All the others you met are dead. Their whole civilization was wiped out in one fell swoop, and their world lies in ashes. Only we can go back and try to prevent this from ever happening. But it's alright, Cabbage. Just go. We have to save them. That is my utmost hope. Alright, I'll do it. Very well. Take your position, please. I stood in the middle of the portal, and after pressing a few buttons, the administrator joined me. What should I call you? She looked at me with a mild expression of bewilderment. Now you know part of the mask, we can do without the code. You can call me Izumi. I can see the faintest hint of a smile. Not that it matters much. Once we arrive on the other side, you'll probably remember it. As I heard the familiar sound of the portal starting up, the last thing I saw was Remy watching us as he slowly undid his tie and slipped it off his neck. Alright, so I'm gonna let the music play for a little bit, and I'm gonna end the stream for just a minute. Alright, so we've now seen Remy's bad ending. Alone. And there's Remy's silhouette over to the left there. Alright, so I thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And we'll be seeing you again next week for Anna now. Yeah, exactly. Naughty Anna. Alright, so see you guys and have a good day. Justin will be streaming something soon. See you.